What is going on, everybody? It's another day, another episode of Stats Over Politics. As you guys can see in the background, we will be recapping the 2025 round one of the NBA draft. Yes, I told you guys last night, this is why you have to turn on the notifications. You get to see us go live. You know when we go live. And so if you missed last night's episode, you would have known that Toddy and I said we were going to come on here and give you guys what you want. NBA first round draft recap. Toddy, I'm gonna swing it to you first. How you doing today, brother?
Feeling good. We're back to back, trying to get the content in. I know it's the dog days of summer. We're still trying to pump out as much content as we can. Very, would you say calm?
All the craziness that Kevin and Toddy have been talking about for weeks definitely didn't reflect the actual draft.
Yeah, calm draft. Yeah, all the trades that we thought was going to happen didn't really occur without Giannis. You know, KD was a building block. The Celtics draft came and went pretty much, at least the first round. I mean, that's kind of what most people talk about when it comes to, you know, acquiring those types of assets. So Derek White's still a Celtic. Jaylen Brown's still a Celtic. Giannis Antetokounmpo for now is still a Buck. So I mean, there's guys still out there. I'm really excited to talk about, you know, some of the teams that traded back into the first round to get some guys. And the Kings. Kings traded into the first round, 24th pick. I was just looking at the name that they got. They got from Colorado State. So, I mean, hey, a lot going on for you guys. I'm excited. What do you argue? Is he a guy, a rotational guy? What can he do for this Kings team? Unless you don't really know too much about him, which I don't know.
Seen him play one time this year. It was because Derek Queen hit the game winner on him. Only reason I know about him. The pregame show talked a lot about him, so I guess he's going to be good. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. Another wing player on a team.
I saw that you guys got an A+ from a BR draft expert.
Well, you know what that means.
Oh,
Bunch of nothing.
Well, I'm trying to pull up his name. What's the kid's name? He is Neek Clifford. There we go. 2020. You guys gave up the Spurs 2027 pick.
A first?
Yes. Kevin's live reaction to what they had to give up. He said
he traded 4 picks into the first round. It's the last of the first round for a first round. He did it 2027.
Man, come on.
Unprotected.
You gotta let Scott
There's
Perry
no
cook.
no way that's an unprotected pick.
Let Scott Perry cook.
Is it an unprotected pick?
It just says the King.
There's no way.
Tom said Kings give the Thunder the Spurs 2027 first round pick. That's all.
The Spurs. Oh,
okay.
I thought it was all 2027 pick.
There we go. Love to see.
So let's go ahead and get right into it with the NBA draft round one recap. There was a lot of things going on. We'll get into the winners and losers in here in a bit. Toddy, were there any picks in the first round that kind of stood out to you?
I really like Derek Queen for the Pelicans trading back up to get Derek Queen. I thought that was a really nice pick. I think I really do like the Ace Bailey pick. Obviously, he's been a guy that we've talked about from time and time again. Where is he going? Where is he going? He's telling I'm not working out. Talk to the all the other guys that and GMs they was telling, hey, we're not coming. We're not coming to the
He said, Dad, I'm back on the screen, bro. Put me back in here.
we're not coming. Okay. We want to go. These are the teams that we want to come to. We're not going. And Danny Ainge said, I don't give a fuck about none of that. You're coming to Utah.
He said, oh, you'll go to East Coast? Perfect. Just close your eyes and Utah.
Yeah, East Coast, complete opposite of the country. I think me and you, going back and forth, thought that Ace was a top 3 talent. If he would have handled his draft in a different way, he probably would have went third to the Sixers, but I don't really know. The Sixers and how their team is kind of constructed with all the money that is tied up with those 3 guys. You would have liked to see a young talent, but you would think that Ace may or may not be a little bit more redundant based off of his skill set to Paul George. And Paul George is kind of like, hey, well, I'm making this amount of money. So let me try and figure out where would I fit in. But I kind of like the VJ pick for them. I didn't know VJ was 6'4". I thought he was like 6'7". He's 6'4".
He's Victor Oladipo without a jump shot.
I don't know. I think he's way more explosive than Oladipo was, but I get it. Out of college, he was that guy. But, I mean, there's a lot of really good picks. I like the Pels pick, Trey Johnson. Love that. Love that pick for them. Knuppel. People are going – Kevin is a Duke fan. I'm a North Carolina fan. But I'm just kind of looking at it from the standpoint of as what people think Knuppel really is to actually watching him play basketball. Let's just give an example. I'm not hating here. There's no hate. I have no hate or shame because I like the game of basketball. Cooper Flag goes down in the ACC tournament. Oh, Duke's going to go. Duke's going to do this. Duke's going to go down. Knuppel strapped his boots up and said, don't worry about it. Just you sit up. You don't even worry about it. I got it. Carried his team to an ACC tournament title. And he won ACC. I think he won the ACC tournament MVP for that little run that Cooper Flag was out. So to kind of see him go, he has all the tools. Like he can get to the basket, has a little bit of a bag, obviously can shoot the ball fairly well. And that's what, the Hornets need pretty much. They're starting to fill their roster out a little bit. If you kind of look at it, they have LaMelo, you have Brandon Miller. Now they have Knuppel. Knuppel starting. Would you agree with that? I would say so.
Yeah, I would say day one, just because the space that he brings to that team.
Who is he starting over? Miles Bridges?
He's a shooting guard, brother.
Well, Brandon Miller
is a 3.
Okay, so you go LaMelo,
Knuppel, Brandon Miller,
Bridges,
and they trade away Mark Williams.
They got rid of Mark Williams. So who the hell else they gonna have at the 5? So there's just a lot. There's a lot of really nice picks. I mean, we'll go over it into detail, but that was kind of like what I saw. That kind of really stood out to me for sure.
Definitely. One of the picks that really stood out to me was the Brooklyn Nets. They came in here with 6 first-round picks, and all week we're talking about are they going to trade them or are they going to keep them. They drafted all 5 picks. Excuse me. They kept all 5 players.
They needed all they could get.
Yeah, I get that. And the place you're at right now with this team, the more young talent, the more rookie deals, the cheaper. We're seeing teams like the Boston Celtics having to shed weight because they got over that second apron. And a lot of teams are trying to stay away from that second apron. So to see them really hone in on this draft goes a long way. One of the biggest picks of the day for me was Cedric Coward. A lot of you guys might not know who that is. He was at Washington State. He played 6 games. 4 out of those 6 games, he had 25 plus. He had his name in the draft, but also committed to Duke. So he was, I'm doing both. And a lot of GMs were telling him a lot of good things. Obviously, win lottery. A lot of people didn't know about him. So for him to sneak his way in.
He had a really good combine, too.
He did. He had a really good combine. A lot of people compared his combine to the Jalen Williams combine. So he went in the 5-on-5s and really just killed and was able to get his name in there. So let's just dive right into it, Toddy. The winners and losers of the round 1. I'll get it going. We'll just go tat for tat. So I'll do one, you do one. So we'll start with the losers. The losers, I believe, in this draft has to be the Phoenix Suns. Now have $190 million of your cap going to wing players. Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Bradley Beal, Grayson Allen, and Ryan Dunn. So you have a lot of money going to these positions. And now you only have a log jam at shooting guard. You now have a log jam, at center, trading for Mark Williams, seconds before drafting Kaman Malawach from Duke. So now you have 2 big men. Toddy asked me, we were texting during the draft throughout, so we'll mention our text thread throughout the whole draft. He said, "You're not feeling the 2 bigs?" I said, "Not when one can't shoot." We saw the Cavaliers really take that next jump as a team when Evan Mobley was able to step out and shoot that 3 ball. This isn't 2000 basketball. Both of these big men aren't, Shaquille O'Neal and Tim Duncan. They're not bruisers. So to have 2 skinny guys, yes, you're building depth for the future. But the construction 2 days into post Kevin Durant, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear a Devin Booker trade report. It's looking bad for the Suns. The worst gets worser. So Toddy,
they gave up next year's pick too to go and get I believe it was it Malawach? Not Malawach. They gave up their next year's pick to go and get Mark Williams. So like Kevin was saying, the double big lineup, if you look at it from now, you pretty much it's 5 out. Somebody on the floor has to be able to be some sort of threat to the basket. You even saw with the Knicks and Mitchell Robinson, pretty much every time he was in the game, the Celtics were kind of challenging him to make his free throws. And that's basically what teams will look to do with this Phoenix Suns team if it's kept as currently as constructed, because you got to have somebody on the floor that can shoot or at least be some type of threat to the 3 ball at any given moment in time. So, I kind of agree with you there on the Suns, because they like, what are we doing? What direction are we going? You already heard that Jalen Green was going to be a guy that was going to be rerouted. The draft is kind of coming and going. D-Book is still there. You have Bradley Beal on a massive contract that they just are praying somebody to please take this guy off of our hands. We don't know if they're going to try and send him off to the races and try and attach maybe a pick. They might have to attach a pick to Bradley Beal, which is sad, given how crazy his contract currently is constructed. So we're going to see where the Suns end up going to try and figure out what they're going to do moving forward.
Definitely. Did you have another loser besides the Suns? Because I have another loser
you
right
go
here.
Ahead with your loser. I had a couple winners.
Another loser. 76ers. We have been sitting here being told to trust the process. You get a pick like this. You got Paul George injured, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey. We saw Jerry McCain really flourish. till he got injured. So you have a lot of pieces going the right way. And when you get to this opportunity and you have a guy like VJ and Ace Bailey, yes, I get it. VJ is going to be a very great player, but he's a project player. So when you have a guy like Ace Bailey, I get it. You know, he went in there. He said he didn't want to work out. He said he didn't want to participate in the dinners or even go to Philadelphia. He's the only American prospect to not visit with one NBA team. He came out. There were reports saying that he wanted to go to the East Coast. He was preferred to go to either the Washington Wizards or the Nets, which was rumored for him to go to. So to see him end up in Utah, for the Sixers to sit back and really pass up on a guy like Ace Bailey, with a team that's win now, Ace Bailey can come in there and not only continue to be with the win now team, but help them carry on to this next transition of this team.
How does that work, though?
Get it. VJ's, like I said, Todd, before you left, VJ could be very good, but he's a project.
He just can't shoot.
With a guy like Ace Bailey, you can't let him walk out. You got to make sure you keep him in there, whether he wants to work out or not. The Utah Jazz said, fuck it. You're coming to Utah. So I feel like the 76ers should have definitely approached that differently.
What does Utah look like?
Trash.
How good can they be? I mean,
not very good at all. Like I said, me and Ty have been saying they're taking for AJ a year and a half in advance. Okay. So Toddy, let's unless you have another loser for us, let me hear one of your winners of the 2025 round one of the NBA draft.
I might have stole it from you, but I like the Pelicans draft. Given on what they were able to acquire, getting a guy in Jeremiah Fears, I think he's a gamer. I thought he would probably be like second or third guard taken after, BJ is a guard, I guess. Point guard, that is. I like Jeremiah Fears' game. I don't know why Kevin hates on him. Well, I don't know. I was like watching his film, and I'm like, he's crafty, very, very crafty. I've seen Stephen A. Stephen A. came out on the draft coverage and said Jeremiah Fears might be Kyrie Irving, and I was like, whoa, hold on now. Watch the tape a little bit. I see some craftiness. I don't see Kyrie. He's very crafty. He has a very good handle on him. Can shoot the ball, shoot three balls fairly well. I thought he showed up particularly well in most of the big games that he played in, particularly the SEC conference games. I thought he showed up really well in those. And then the Pelicans went and got Derek Queen, who a lot of us thought would have at least been a top 10 pick. I thought maybe the Kings were a team that might sniff around on him if he were to drop to a certain team or to a certain pick, that is. To get a guy in Derek, I essentially think that they got two top 10 picks in this draft. You look at what they already acquired in a Jordan Poole and Sadiq Bey. They got rid of guys over the last year. They got rid of Brandon Ingram, gotten rid of CJ McCollum. I believe that trade was yesterday, right before the draft. And you bring in guys like Fears and Queen. I think that what this team is trying to construct of is, okay, Zion, let's say you're hurt for 60 games, 50 games, however many games he usually misses. We kind of got something, and they have DeJounte Murray coming back. I believe it was for a broken wrist. Okay, Zion, you're going to be out. We still have enough to be kept afloat. Let's not, go in blind, hoping and praying that Zion Williamson is going to be able to be healthy for the rest of the entire season. And, Joe Dumars basically traded up for that Hawks pick. They gave away next year's first to the Hawks. So they could be fucked. Let's just say all goes bad. Zion gets hurt. And they're kind of just, left out hanging to dry. They're bad, or the pick is really good because they're bad. And then Atlanta kind of comes up. So that is one thing that, kind of looms in the darkness. But I do think the Pelicans, they won this draft, in my opinion, based off of what they were able to get, how they were able to acquire them, and, be a little bit aggressive and go get essentially 2 top 10 picks with their 2 first-round picks.
Definitely. I agree with you. The Pelicans had a hell of a draft. To add Jordan Poole yesterday and be able to add guys like a Jeremiah Fears and a Derek Queen, adding them to those core group of guys. DeJounte Murray's coming back from a ACL injury, so once he gets back, he's going to be able to really mentor Jeremiah Fears. You have guys like Trey Murphy who had an astounding year when you see Zion go down.
Still got Herb Jones, too.
Herb Jones is going to be there, so they're going to have a lot of young pieces over there. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Pelicans can do. I know that Toddy mentioned that they gave away their first. I think the Pelicans kind of drew a line in the sand in this draft. They said, "Look, Zion, if you can't do it for us, we gonna get rid of you. We're bringing in more and more talent. We're gonna draw that line in the sand, and we're gonna be as aggressive as we can." Like Toddy said, they essentially got 2 top 10 prospects in this draft, one at 7 and one at 13. But there's also the other side of the coin. They could be asked, and like Toddy said, the Hawks can get there first and see how they go from there. Another winner in this draft that I had were the Washington Wizards. To get a man like Trey Johnson, he is going to be able to go in there and get buckets.
They're going to roll the ball out.
Trey Johnson, Walter Clayton Jr., they were able to trade up for him at 18. To be able to add those 2 guys to this young, established core, you got Alex Starr, who started 67 out of 67 games, 13 points, 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks with 2 assists. So for him to really come in as the second overall pick and be that defensive anchor, this Washington Wizards team can be very fun to watch. You got Bilal Coulibaly, 59 games started. He averaged 12 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. So to have a guy on the wing like that to play alongside Trey Johnson, Bilal Coulibaly is one of the best defenders on this team. So to have an offensive guy like Trey Johnson and Bilal on the wing to really be a defender. And then you have Bub Carrington out of the ACC. Toddy and I are big ACC guys. Bub Carrington really flourished.
Kings could have got him.
The reason they were able to trade to Jordan Poole was because they had Bub playing so well. He averaged 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Really underrated prospect. He was the youngest guy in the draft last year. So for him to come in and make this impact is the reason they were able to get off of Jordan Poole. So to add Trey Johnson and Walter Clayton Jr. to this young core, they can be very exciting. They're bringing in guys like C.J. McCollum. They're bringing in guys.
Jason
Chris Middleton. You said who?
Jason Richardson went to the Magic.
Oh, who cares? But to add to this young core and also have these veterans around them to really hone their game in is going to go a long way. We see a lot of teams like Oklahoma City Thunder have a few vets on the team that really make them go, really teaching them the roles of the day-to-day of the NBA pick or the NBA player. To be an NBA player, to have those veterans on the team goes along with it. They also have a guy like Marcus Smart. So to have a lot of those veterans in the room around these young guys, Washington Wizard fans should be very, very excited. I have one more winner of the draft. Ty, did you have any other winners you want to mention?
Winners, I had a loser.
Go ahead, let me hear.
Yeah. The Memphis Grizzlies. What are we doing? Hey man, I could be blue. I might be screaming at clouds here, but who is the guy that they drafted? Yang Hansen from China. Hey man, they traded with Portland, made a trade. They thought he was the guy to go up and came from the crowd. He was in the stands. He was in the stands.
Wait,
he tried to go out.
Portland.
He went to Portland?
Yeah, he's going to Portland.
Oh,
remember I texted you
he got traded from there. We go.
Grizzlies. Yes, so I was like, how the hell do you have a chance to get Derek Queen and you trade back for a center?
Yeah, so it's definitely Portland, not Memphis. Sorry about that. My apologies.
We're still fresh. Another winner in this draft, the San Antonio Spurs. Yes, Dylan Harper at number 2, but at 14 for them to get Carter Bryant, for him to fall, he was one of the best 3-and-D players in college basketball last year. He was a guy who was a high school All-American, McDonald's All-American, doing it all. And to be able to have a guy like that really be able to flourish in a role that he's not used to goes a long way, because he could also put the ball on the ground and do a lot with the ball. But at Arizona, with guys like Caleb Love, he was forced to be a 3-and-D guy. And he even came off the bench. So to put him in different roles and to see him flourish will go a long way for the San Antonio Spurs. To add those 2 guys with Victor Wembanyama, year 2 All-Star. 24 points, 11 rebounds, and he averaged 4 blocks. Alongside Stephon Castle, Rookie of the Year, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, to really put those guys together in this group. The Spurs have a lot of youth. I know I was one of the big guys saying the Spurs should make a move for Giannis, but they're in a transition to where they are going to build around Wemby. And if that means we take our time, we take our time. They have had the past 2 Rookie of the Years, and it's a good chance they can have 3 in a row. No team has ever had 3 Rookie of the Years in a row, so they have a chance to make history. They're going to be a very young team. We're seeing teams like OKC, teams like the Pacers have a younger team, and you don't really need multiple stars anymore. We're kind of past that era now. So the San Antonio Spurs, if they can keep Victor well and keep him healthy, this team's going to be really good to watch. And they're only going to get better because now you make a trade for De'Aaron Fox and you get the number 2 overall pick. So what do you do with De'Aaron Fox? Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle are the point guards of the future for this team. So now De'Aaron Fox is looking like the middleman. He's a restricted free agent. They're going to let him go out to the market, test the waters. There's no way in hell they give him the supermax. I just don't believe it. It doesn't make sense to have 2 guys on a rookie contract and pay somebody of De'Aaron Fox's caliber north of $35 million a year. Save that money because you're going to have to pay guys like Stephon Castle. You're going to have to pay Wemby outrageous money. We're going to see Shea sign for the richest NBA contract. Can you imagine if Wemby in 2 years what that contract's going to look like? This Spurs team is in the right direction. They're moving off the George Popovich era, so it's going to be interesting to kind of see how they move forward with this new assistant coach who's been on the staff for a long time. He was DeJounte Murray's AAU coach, so DeJounte Murray spoke glowing of him. And a lot of the young guys for the Spurs really speak highly of him. So it's going to be interesting to see with a young coach, with a young team, how this team kind of dynamic works out. What were you going to get at, Toddy?
Oh, I was just curious on where you thought De'Aaron Fox, where does he fit in all of this? I definitely think that point guard room is very crowded. Obviously, they invested in a high draft pick in Dylan Harper, 6'7" guard. We all thought he was the consensus number 2 overall pick. And, De'Aaron's kind of that guy. They stumbled into this number 2 overall pick because when they traded for De'Aaron Fox in the middle of the season, he was kind of like, all right, Mike Brown gets fired. Please throw me a life raft. This is the only place I want to go, and that's San Antonio. Now, after De'Aaron Fox gets shut down midseason, Wemby gets shut down midseason, and all of a sudden they stumble into the number 2 overall pick. They're like, hey, I got to do what I got to do. So now you're kind of looking like, what team kind of needs a guard that's kind of maybe like a piece away that can go in and go get it. I mean, when De'Aaron Fox is healthy, he's 26 and 7, 8 type of player. I think we can agree on that. And when he played in the playoffs, it's his only playoff appearance, he balled out. Albeit it was on a broken, lacerated, whatever, his pinky finger was fucked up. But I mean, I think whenever he's healthy, ready to go, he can, be a cornerstone piece on a championship team. I really do believe that. The question is, where can he land? Because I feel like San Antonio is trying to go a different route and build up their team core. They already have Wemby. They had the Rookie of the Year last year and Stephen Castle, as Kevin already mentioned. They just drafted Dylan Harper. So that is kind of looking like to being a core. You can package a couple of these young bucks that they already have on the team to maybe go out and get a ready-made player. I don't know who that guy would be, but perhaps another wing. You said for who?
Devin Booker?
Hey, you know what the Suns need? Young guys. Oh, yeah. They need young guys. Oh, De'Aaron Fox for Devin Booker? Is that what you were saying?
No, not straight up. Obviously not. But be able to package a guy like Devin Vassell, De'Aaron Fox, and they have what Kevin was screaming from the clouds the Kings should have got. They have the next 3 years of Atlanta Hawk unprotected picks. And what do the Suns need?
Picks. And they need picks and young boys.
Because I mentioned the log jam at shooting guard, De'Aaron Fox, Jeremy Sohan, and some picks.
trade Devin Booker for De'Aaron Fox, some players and some picks. Jalen Green. I'm just looking like the Suns are going to be ass then. So, I mean, they're going to be garbage. They're going to have they're going to have the double bigs.
You got to do what you got to do.
They're going to have the double bigs. If you look at it, like teams that have the arsenal to make those big trades, I'm looking at OKC. They still have a shit ton of picks. Not Thunder. The Spurs have a lot of young players with a little bit of picks. The Pelicans still have that young player plus picks asset. So I'm looking at it from who is, and I don't even think Devin Booker is available, but then again, Desmond Bane wasn't available. Not to
never know. Them picks talk.
Anthony Simons, we never knew. Well, he was kind of a guy that
we knew
he was expiring. Luka Doncic was not available until he was. So I mean, anybody can be traded at this point. It's just what is that GM willing to give up, willing to go and grab. So I would Devin Booker because I just think the Spurs want to hoard all their picks and just. Do you think they could still go and get a Giannis? Because I'm looking like they would have to give up a lot of picks.
They got him.
They got the players too, but I feel like some players got to go too.
I mean, you can give away Carter Bryant.
Would you say like four picks and 3 players?
And some picks.
Like 3 picks, 4 players? Or 4 picks, 3 players?
Hell no.
4 picks, though.
You have fun in Milwaukee. You're not getting.
That's what I'm just saying. Like, what does that trade look like? It's going to be
Carter Bryant, De'Aaron Fox, Jeremy Sohan.
I don't know if the young guys that get drafted can get traded at a certain amount of time. I think that
they can.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, that you remember the when Andrew Wiggins got drafted to Cleveland, LeBron was there. Like, hey, Kevin Love.
I know you've been 2 days. Get up out of here.
Yeah. So that was one thing that comes to my mind when LeBron came back to Cleveland. He was like, "Hey, we're gonna orchestrate, get this all did." So
we get to a few comments. We got Uncle Manny saying, "What do we think of the 4 Nets picks for them to bring in 3 guards and Duncan Wolf?" Makes me wonder: is Cam Thomas?
Don't know what they do. You said what?
Is Cam Thomas trade talks?
Probably.
I mean, they're a team that's not competing for anything. So, do you just get as many picks and young guys as you can and kind of just
instant offense?
So it's going to be interesting to kind of see what they can get.
I love
They have Nick Claxton they can trade. They have a lot of pieces that a contending team could use. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see how the Brooklyn Nets play this out. So Toddy,
I love it. I was going to say, just to kind of go back to the Brooklyn picks, I love the number 8 overall pick, Igor. From BYU. He's a dog. I thought he would have been – I didn't know if he was going to go out a little bit outside of the top 10, maybe like 11, 12, but he ended up going in the top 10. Not surprised. He's been a guy that I thought the Kings could have maybe be. Kevin was kind of intrigued by the player just based off of how good he was. I thought he played well in the tournament throughout the entire year. Was a projected lotto pick coming all the way from Russia. I think he's from. I heard on when he went to BYU, he didn't even when he committed. It was just a Zoom call. Yeah, how much y'all paying? All right,
I'm there.
I'm there. So, I think NIL has definitely changed the fact of these overseas players be like, I'll go to college, go get a little check versus I'm over here overseas. And it gives them a little bit more exposure. I thought BYU went on a pretty good run. I was gambling on them a lot this past March Madness. Mormons won me a little bit of money, but I thought he was I'm excited. What's going to be cool is I want to see all of these guards in Summer League. That's the beauty of Summer League. I want to see all these guys kind of in action pretty early on. How do they handle things? One thing you don't want to do is take too much away from Summer League. Like, oh, he was just garbage. He's gonna be trash in the league, and then
they come to play in the season when it matters, and they hoop.
Yeah. So two totally different things, but I thought he was a good pickup for sure.
Yeah. So we are moving on, Toddy. I'm gonna throw you into a blender. I'm gonna go first because I kind of, since was doing the hosting for Sean, I got to kind of pre-prep. So all rookie first team predictions. Five players, positionless. The five guys that I'm gonna put out here: Cooper Flag. I think he's gonna be able to flourish next to AD, Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, PJ Washington, Klay Thompson, Kyrie Irving, and Kyrie Irving's gonna come back a little late because of the injury. So we're going to be able to see Cooper Flag kind of be that second option. And then once Kyrie comes back, he'll be that third option. Another guy on that list, I'm going to put Trey Johnson. I think they're going to give Trey Johnson the ball. They're going to let him rock. They got rid of Jordan Poole for a reason. You got Bub at the one. Trey Johnson gets to come in from day one and start. A young team, they're going to be able to get the ball in his hands and let him hoop. Another guy on this team that I think is going to be able to make something happen is Ace Bailey, of course. In Utah, he's going to be able to get the ball and do what he wants. Roll the ball out and let him play. So I think he's going to be able to make an all rookie team. So that's three names. The next name that I have on this list is Jeremiah Fears. I got to put Jeremiah Fears on there.
Kev hates him, but he's got to do it.
I was really hesitant on him, but now that they moved, they have Jordan Poole, a backcourt of Jordan Poole and Jeremiah Fears. You have DeJounte Murray coming back from injury. So he's going to be able to play right away. That's four guys in that. My fifth guy, I was going back and forth on this. I don't think VJ makes first team. I don't think Dylan's going to make first team. They have a lot of guys in front of them, so it's going to be hard. A lot of these guys that I mentioned get to roll the ball out from day one. So that fifth spot, I'm going to put Colin Kneppel. I think going to be able to flourish with LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. Being that off-ball guy, he's going to be able to shoot the lights out. And like Toddy said, when LaMelo goes down, Brandon Miller goes down, he can put the ball in his hand, he can put the ball on the ground. So I have five guards besides Cooper Flag making it. So my all rookie first team predictions are Cooper Flag, Colin Kneppel, Ace Bailey, Trey Johnson, and Jeremiah Fears. Toddy, I know I'm putting you on the bubble. Do you have five guys you're willing to put on the line so we can preview this in a year to see if we were completely off, or there were guys in the second round that we didn't get a chance to talk about that flourished out?
I'm looking at it. Wow, I think we have some similar names. Obviously, I'm going to go with Cooper Flag. I think just given his situation, they're in a win-now situation. I believe their team is constructed to make the playoffs right away, and he's kind of like a plug-and-play player. Obviously, they do not have Kyrie Irving, who just signed a 3-year, $119 million extension. Should have been 120. But I Anthony Davis, too talented of a player. I like the way that their roster is constructed. Klay Thompson, obviously. You got guys like Max Christie coming off the bench, PJ Washington. I think Daniel Gafford's supposed to be re-signing back there. So I think Cooper Flag's probably gonna win. Or not win, make rookie first all team. Another guy who you also had, Ace Bailey. He's a role. I think he easily could have went third if he just would have just taken every single beating with all the teams and just don't try to do too much.
Just play the game.
Yeah. I'm just here to play basketball. That's what he says. So I think in Utah, they're just looking for a scorer. Now, Sean might come on here and say, well, what about the finish? The Laurie Markin was an all-star. He's not Ace Bailey. I think Ace is just a guy. Rutgers had 2 top 5 players on their team. They went 15 and 17. That sounds crazy. Sound good. That's what the NBA is, just a whole different beast on what they're looking for. Young, upside. Can you score the basketball? I think Ace is going to go out there and he's going to hoop. He's a hooper. He just can't be. They was asking about in his little interview. They were like, "Well, what do you think about you train with this, you train with that, you train with Giannis?" He was like, "Yeah, man, I got a couple things in my bag for him when I go and see him." I was like, "Okay, you got a little swag to him." So I think he's from New York. So all those guys out there play with a different type of confidence. So give me Ace Bailey for 2. I'm gonna go. I'm going to go with Trey Johnson as well for or I keep saying all NBA, all rookie first team. I'm looking at the situation that he has. It's a wasteland there. They won 17, 18 games. They need as much as they can get. We talked about it. They're going to roll the ball out for him. I like the young core that they're kind of building. Bub Carrington, Alex Sarr's there. You got guys like Denny Avia out there who can shoot the ball.
Denny Avia, you're there, brother.
He's definitely in Portland. There we go. I meant to say, what's his name? Kisper. Yes. He's out there, strapped in the corner. So Trey Johnson, he's going to be a guy that you want to watch in summer league. Just a guy that I want to see how he's going to how's the game going to flow with the ball in his hands. I think he's probably most definitely going to be their starting guard going forward. They're going to roll the ball out and be like, hey, go get a bucket. So that's 3 guys I have on there. I'm gonna go for this is where we kind of veer off a little bit. I'm gonna go Igor. I think Igor is gonna make it. I'm looking at it from a standpoint of what does your team look like? Who is their starting point guard?
Well, I mean, if Cam Thomas is in there, he has a hell of a good chance to have the ball in his hand and make it. But if Cam Thomas comes back, he's going to take the ball away from him.
I feel like Igor is going to start for them. And I feel like 100%. I feel like he's a guy, he's a roll the ball out guy. And I think before the season started, he was one of those guys he could have been top 5. That was before the season started. So for him to go 8th wasn't too far off of what the projections were, but I thought he was going to be going 11, 12, 13. But if you watch the tape of him at BYU, boy, it's filthy. He could. I just think the way that their team is constructed, they just need more scoring, as much scoring as they can get. And him, they don't roll the ball out for him. So I have Igor at 4, and my 5th player, I'm surprised you didn't have him on there. I kind of went back and forth with this player and Jeremiah Fears. I want to see how they're going to use Fears. I obviously think he's going to start, but the addition of Jordan Poole, and then
until DeJounte comes back.
What'd you say? And then, I don't know. Is DeJounte going to be ready to play?
Not game 1. He got hurt midway through the season, so he'll come back midway through this next season.
I think my 5th player, I got Dylan Harper on there. I think he's going to be special. Just given his physical tools that he already has, he's 6'7". He can shoot the 3 ball. He can create for himself, obviously. I get that it's crowded right now, but I feel like he's going to start. This is me basically projecting that De'Aaron Fox is gone, and they're just like, all right, go ahead and go do you. Obviously, they have Stephon Castle, they have Devin Vassell, so they have a lot of guards already. But I don't think they would have invested the number 2 pick on Dylan Harper, a guard, knowing that he wasn't going to play. So this is another guy who I'm really excited on watching in Summer League. We should do an all Summer League team. Who do you think is going to – who are the best players to watch during Summer League? But, yeah, to kind of review on what my top 5 was for my top 5 all-rookie, we have Dylan Harper, Cooper Flag. We have Igor. I can't pronounce his last name. I'm sorry. You guys are going to just have to go out and just figure that one out. I already said Dylan Harper. We have Trey Johnson. And then I had – who was my last player on there? I said Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper.
Trey Johnson.
Ace Bailey.
Ace Bailey.
Ace Bailey. Yeah, so those are my 5. I think our 5 are very similar, but it kind of just depends on the situation.
Definitely. And we have one more topic here on episode 150 of Stats Over Politics. This is Kevin and Jaevon Toddy. Please continue to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that good stuff. We're making sure that we're busting out this content for you guys, so please continue to show us the love and support. Toddy, last topic of the show. Dark horse rookie of the year pick. So I don't want to hear Cooper Flag. I want to hear something grimy, something nice and gritty. So I will go first. My dark horse rookie of the year pick is Ace Bailey. I think
Is he
Ace
a dark horse?
I mean, he's probably not going to be top 2 or top 3 odds.
Okay. I'll look at the odds. I'll try and see if I can find the odds. But go ahead.
I'm going to go Ace Bailey. Dylan Harper is going to be in a position where there might be a logjam. Are they going to keep De'Aaron Fox? They're not going to keep De'Aaron Fox. Cooper Flag going to have the first half of the season as the number 2 option. And then once Kyrie comes back, he's going to fall behind AD, Kyrie, and now Cooper Flag. So we're going to see his projection kind of go as a roller coaster. But 82 games, they're going to tell Ace Bailey to roll that ball out and do what you need to do. So I think Ace Bailey is going to be able to win Rookie of the Year. I know Cooper Flag does more than just score, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ace Bailey is averaging 20 points. It's gonna be like Rutgers all over again. He's gonna be able to shoot whatever he wants, play however he wants. So to have that kind of a freedom will go a long way. What are the odds looking like?
Plus 500 according to Bet MGM. So that's second best odds. But go ahead.
But it's Cooper?
You want me to go down the list?
Yeah.
All right. So Cooper Flag minus 400. This is all according to Bet MGM 2 days ago. So Cooper Flag is minus 400. Ace Bailey is plus 500. Trey Johnson plus 700. Dylan Harper plus 1,000. Walter Clayton Jr. plus 1,500.
Oh yeah. Well, you don't have to keep going after that.
Yeah. There's then goes VJ, Colin Murray Boyles.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about the rest of those guys. But yeah, I got Ace Bailey for the reasons I stated. He's going to be able to roll the ball up from day one and get it going. Toddy, who was your dark horse Rookie of the Year pick?
Dark horse I had was Jeremiah Fierce. He could be a guy that could come in and just go out, like you said earlier, roll the ball out. The dynamic of him and Jordan Poole could work out really well. I think with the injury of DeJounte Murray, you're going to see a lot more playing time with him right away. So he could be a guy that could kind of come in and just plug and play. He can go out there and go hoop. He's currently, according to BetMGM, plus 3,500. So that could be a good little
Put the money down.
Good little check you might win. So I'm excited to see. Is there any particular players you're excited to see come summer league? Because I know summer league is like 2 weeks.
I don't give much love in the summer league. I don't even watch.
Just guys you want to see play. That you would tune in to watch. You wouldn't watch.
I'm not going to tune in to watch them because they're not going to have the same kind of roles. I feel like summer league is just an extension of college. Roll the ball out. Our top picks shoot all the shots.
Pretty much.
Play. I mean, that's kind of what it is. I mean, there's going to be the Cooper Flag show. All the top 10 picks. They'll play each other, and that will kind of be the hype around the matchups. But I'm not a big summer league guy because you're not playing your role. Once you play with your teams, they look like completely different players.
Absolutely.
You would have told me Kyle Kuzma would have been a 4-time All-Star the way he played in summer league. He was summer league MVP. You know what I mean? We can look up a list of summer league MVPs that did nothing in the NBA. So, the summer league is going to be the summer league, but I don't really put too much into the summer league. Do you have anybody that you're looking to watch in the summer league?
I want to see Jeremiah Fierce play. I want to see Trey Johnson play. Excited to see Ace play. Yeah, I mean Cooper, pretty much all the top picks. Dylan Harper, those top 6-7 guys. Very interesting to go out and see plays because it's always in Vegas. So, and plus we might see a couple of trades come summer league too because that's kind of like when all the GMs are out there together trying to make things happen. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Perfect. Well, that is going to do it for episode 150 of Stats Over Politics. Thank you for all the guys that tuned in. Doing it later than our usual time, but like I told you guys last night, put the notifications on. You'll see us whenever we go live. This is Kevin, Jaevon, Toddy signing off, and we will see you guys next Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Time to start rolling out those scheduled previews, our top 10 skill positions. It's about to get started. The football season is upon us. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out.
I'm excited. Can't wait.